I think that some of you have already thought of a formula that will increase my y so that the square falls by itself. For the others of you, I'm pretty sure that you're much interested how to do it. I will advise you in the future to have a big pause between the videos. As you can see, I give a task in the end of each video, and it will be a great idea to try to do this task yourself. And only in case that it is really hard, only then you should try to copy the solution from me. So, if you want my solution, I will not give it to you just like this. Instead, just like each time when it starts to get interesting, I'm going to start talking about something completely different, and this time it is going to be about your maths teacher. I'm sure that it's a nice person and probably gives you equations like this. What do you think about this equation? It's an easy one, and perhaps you already know its answer. For example, if I try with x equals 100, is 3 plus 100 equal to 5? 103 isn't equal to 5, so probably 1. Is 3 plus 1 equal to 5? 4 isn't equal to 5, so 1 and 100 aren't solutions to this equation. So if you continue like this, perhaps your maths teacher is going to be really bored. There are different approaches in math classes how to solve such equation, and I think some of you already are angry at me not to answer the correct solution. X equals 2 is the solution to this equation because 2 is the only number, the only value for x that if we add 3 to it, the result will be exactly 5. So this equation have 2 as a solution. Very well. How about this equation? What do you think about this one? 2 was the solution of the previous equation. Perhaps 2 is a really good answer to such equations. Let's try it. Is 2 equal to 2 plus 1? 2 plus 1 is 3. Well, 3 isn't equal to 2, so 2 isn't solution for this equation, but let's try with different numbers. Perhaps 100. Is 100 equal to 100 plus 1? No. Perhaps 1. 1 is a good solution for strange situations, and I don't know what am I going to do if 1 isn't a solution for this equation. So is 1 equal to 1 plus 1? 1 plus 1 is 2. Well, the only stranger number than 1 is perhaps 0. So what if x is 0? Is 0 equal to 0 plus 1? No. 0 plus 1 is 1, and 1 isn't equal to 0. I'm pretty sure that your maths teacher would also be angry at this equation because it really doesn't have any solutions. There is no x that we can put here and also here so that this equation will be correct. So why would I write such a crazy equation? You already have new knowledge today about those lines with equal sign, and perhaps you remember the only thing that I demanded about such lines with equal sign. It's pretty strange because in programming this equation is no good. Let me try it. Of course, I'm not going to talk about x because we don't have such a variable. We have my x and I'm going to write the same thing about it. What if we write 3 plus my x equals 5? I repeat, this was a good equation in math classes. Its solution is 2. So my computer now says something really scary. Invalid left hand side in assignment on line 5. This is my line 5, and in the left side on assignment there is something that I think is correct. It's 3 plus my x. It sounds fine when written in math class. Well, if you have remembered pretty good, I actually thought that we are not allowed to write anything different than a single variable left of the equal sign. This is the reason why such a line will never work, and yeah, when we are writing JavaScript code, we are not allowed to write equations. You will be really surprised by the other line. We already talked that it isn't working even in math classes. Do you think it can possibly do something good in programming? Let's try it. X equals to x plus 1. Let's see what does it do now. Error again, of course. So it's a stupid line too, right? All those equations are stupid, right? Well, not really. If you read the error here, you will see that it's pretty reasonable error, and I could easily fix it. It says x is not defined, and really I have no variable called x. Please don't try to use a variables that you didn't create. This is going to be one of the most common errors that you make. Writing a variable that isn't created, or perhaps trying to use a created variable but with a small mistake. I have some mistakes in writing my variable. My variable is actually called my x, not x. Let's see what a stupid error I will have if I write it correctly here and here. I'm pretty sure we will have error again. Let's see it. Ha! Ha! Check this out. It's actually working and it's actually animating something. The thing that happens is that on each execution of this line, the computer has to evaluate something written in the right side of equals sign, and this is my x plus 1. We already know the initial value of my x. For example, in the beginning it is 0, and if we had to add 1 to 0, the result will be 1, and this is going to be the new value for my x. So after the first update, my x is already 1. So when we have to draw this rectangle, it is going to be drawn not on the pixel 0, but on the right pixel. The pixel 1, x is now 1. What will happen on the next update? Well, we will have to add 1 to the current value of my x, which is already 1. So now we have result 2. And 2 will be the new value of my x. And next time we have to draw this rectangle, it is going to be on x equals 2. Now you can guess what is going to happen on the next update. The new result for my x is going to be 2 plus 1 equals 3, then 4, then 5. And you can see that if I leave my program working like this for a long time, my square reaches really huge values for x. I stopped seeing it even on the 800 pixel because the canvas width is only 800 pixels, but I'm pretty happy with the animation I can see. And you need to use almost the same formula to evaluate something different. Try to change my code so that the player, the blue square, is always falling. For those of you that are already ready with this, well, we can't always fall. In the Jetpack Joyride game, the player is also able to jump. Try to think of a line of code that will make us jump higher so that we can fall, but we can also jump. When we get a line of code that makes the player go up, we can put it in this place of the code. We haven't write code here yet. This place is in the function keyUp. When we write code in the curly brackets of keyUp, it is going to be executed only when a key of the keyboard is released. So if you want to do something like jumping with releasing a button from the keyboard, you should write a code here. Try to think of a line of code with which the player will be able to jump after falling. Good luck!